My name is Julian De Leon, the most dominant wide receiver to ever play college football. Now, as great as I was in college, getting here to where I am today to becoming a projected top 3 pick in the draft was not easy. Coming out of high school, I was a 5-star recruit, the only ranked Hispanic player in my class. I had offers from just about every school you can think of, and I decided to attend the University of Michigan. But things did not work out in Michigan. Poor quarterback play, favoritism being showed towards other receivers, bad play calling, you name it. So after my freshman year, I transferred to NC State, and I was the guy day one. I got every opportunity that I deserved, that I worked for. It was right in my hands. I was balling, breaking all the school receiving records, really dominating college football, but my quarterback, Devin Leary, threw a NCAA record for the most picks in the season. I voiced my concern to the team and the coaches, and oddly enough, they sided with Devin over me. So for my junior season, I transferred to USC to ball with Caleb Williams. And for the first time in my college career, I had a competent quarterback who wasn't prone to throwing picks and just making bonehead mistakes. Also, keep in mind, we had guys like Jordan Addison and Mario Williams on the roster, but everyone knew I was the clear-cut wide receiver number 1, and they did everything to keep the ball in my hands. We ended up going undefeated and winning a national championship, something I didn't even think was possible my first couple years in college. My one season at USC, I put up video game-like numbers. I won just about every offensive award you can think of, including the Heisman. And with the 8th pick, I get drafted by the Houston Texans. My first ever NFL game, and it's at home. This is so surreal. There's a lot of key differences going from college to the league, especially as a first-round draft pick. It's been an extreme adjustment period for me. Like these corners, DBs in general in the league are on a different level. Most of these guys played at the highest level in college, so you're going against that every single week. And if the quarterback play is subpar, average, bad, or just overall terrible, I can't just up and leave the next season. I got to see it through. I really don't have a choice. And that bad quarterback play I'm speaking about is on full display. Me and Davis Mills have somewhat of a connection, but I don't think that'll save us from the mistakes he's making. But no matter what, bad quarterback play, non-existent run game, terrible defense, no matter what happens, when I get a chance to make a play, I'm going to step up and I'm going to ball. And with that, I scored my first career NFL touchdown. And even though we're getting destroyed by the Colts, this fan base is going crazy, showing love, embracing their new star rookie receiver. Don't get me wrong, I don't expect us to compete with some of the best teams in the league this soon, but this loss was just straight up embarrassing. I'm kind of spazzing out before we could even reach the tunnel. Some of the vets are telling me to calm down and hold my head, but I can't help but be upset. We got a packed out stadium and played a terrible game. Here in my first game, I only had 5 receptions, but 5 huge receptions, 151 yards in my first career touchdown. Not a bad debut. There's 2 key things that I focused on more than anything before the season even started. That's my route running and releases. There's something weird I noticed about the league. Throughout camp, practice, and the one game so far that we played, and even this one so far, there's not a lot of press man covers going on. Now, I know this won't be an every week occurrence and it's subject to change, but in college, I had somebody lined up in my face ready to put hands on me every single play just about. No matter how well you get off the line, how well you run your routes, or how much separation you create within your routes, if your quarterback is overthrowing you like this, I have no words. And another thing I've learned since being in the league and watching a lot of film on a lot of great receivers today, you don't want to be one-dimensional, and I'll explain what I mean by that. A guy like Michael Thomas, an extremely gifted receiver, can do just about anything you ask him to at the receiver position, but he's mainly known for his slant routes, hence the nickname Slant Boy. Well, he seemed to be a very one-dimensional receiver, but then you got guys like Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, great off the line, pristine route runners, can do just about everything, very versatile players. And it's early in my career, and I know I'm saying a lot by saying this, but I want to play at that elite level, but it's much easier said than done. Make that 2 back-to-back L's, 1 at home, 1 on the road. Man, we're in for a long season. A few more receptions this week than the last, another 100+ yard performance, and a touchdown. My campaign for Offensive Rookie of the Year continues on a hot streak. We got Chicago this week, at Chicago, and I have no doubt in my mind I'm going to fry this secondary, and we're going to bounce back this week and get our first dub. I'm calling it. I wouldn't say I'm undersized, but at 5'11", 180 pounds, coming across the middle can be very dangerous for a guy my size. And wait, can we take 1 second to appreciate this beautiful spin off I put on this safety? This was nasty to pick up the first down. The few corners that have come down and pressed, man, I've been destroying them. Winning at the line with my releases, making a big play almost every single time. Studying these DBs have really been paying off. I've been going crazy against these corners these last couple of games, but I want parts of some of the best, the Sauce Gardners, the Pat Surtains, Jalen Ramseys. Those are the guys I got to win against. Because one thing I know for sure, if you want to make a name for yourself in this league, you have to compete and dominate against the best. I won't be surprised if Davis Mills breaks the NFL record for most picks thrown in the season. He's giving me flashbacks of my life when Devin Leary was my quarterback. But one thing I can say about that boy D Mills, we do have a great connection. When I have certain releases, he knows exactly when and where I want the ball, and I pick up my third touchdown on the day. And we pick up our first win of the season, a road win at that. Right now, I'm just hoping we can keep rolling with this momentum. And D Mills, he showed out. 341 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. I know this won't be a regular thing, but we're going to enjoy it while we can. But one thing you can count on always is for me to step up and ball at my fullest potential. 9 receptions, 135 yards, and 3 big touchdowns. Kicking this one off against the Chargers with some great field position, and Davis Mills put this in a very tight window. I should have scored on this one. Called me crazy, but all this week I look forward to going against this cornerback safety duo in Derwin James and JC Jackson. When it comes to man coverage, I dominate every time, especially when they have one high safety or none at all, but I'm still learning how to attack these zones properly. I said I, meaning me, was ready against the matchup against JC Jackson, but instead he's bullying the third receiver on our depth chart. He's not over here guarding the number 1. What's going on? I already feel disrespected. I know I'm a rookie and you're an established corner, but you better get over here and guard me. It's obvious that I'm the number 1 receiver. I'm a problem. Am I? I mean, I continue to eat up the middle of the field, big play after big play, and then I completely embarrass number 24. And you mean to tell me I'm not worthy of being guarded by your number 1 corner? Stop playing with me. He already has 1, but make it 2 picks on the day for JC Jackson. But this one, oh, he gonna take it back to the crib for a pick 6. Why is Mills even throwing it his way still? Why would Davis Mills throw this ball straight in the coverage like this? I count 5 white jerseys surrounding me, and Derwin James gets his first pick of the day. Like, come on, bro. Not gonna lie, this game has gotten completely out of hand, but that ain't gonna stop me from making big plays. I'm gonna sell this route on the inside, get back out, climb the ladder to make the catch for the big play. This is a good route. I'm lined up inside. I get back to the sideline. Mills throws a questionable ball, but I get absolutely bullied, and that pick will just seal the game. Count it, our 3rd loss within our last 4 games. I continue to play at a high level, but as a team, we just cannot rally together to even compete at a decent level against these great teams. After the loss last week, during practice, I got an opportunity to do something I thought I wouldn't be able to do for at least another 2 or 3 years. We had a players meeting that was held by some of the vets on the team, and surprisingly, when I walked in, all eyes were on me for some reason. The meeting wasn't all about me, but it was more them acknowledging that I've been putting it all out on the field every single week, and as a team, we just all want to be on that page. And can somebody please tell me why these Jaguar fans are so bitter? I know I just scored on y'all team and I'm going crazy, but embrace me. Come on, I'm the young star of the league. Show me some love. When I see this press man, I see a plate and I'm going to eat every time. I kill him at the line, get upfield, make the big catch, and if I didn't get tripped up, this would have been a huge touchdown. That boy Davis dropped back so deep in the pocket on this one, had forever to get rid of the ball, then ended up throwing it right in the coverage, but the corner didn't make the play, so touchdown. You want to talk about running a great route, avoiding the jam, making the catch in open space, but that dive was pathetic. I got to remember, this is not college. Kicking off the 4th quarter, we got the lead, but we got to keep our foot on the gas. That Jaguar offense is very high powered, and if we let up in the slightest, they could take over. See, back in college, I was known for my toe taps, even when I only had to have 1 foot in for it to count as a catch, but now you got to have both of them things inbounds. Don't get on my head too much, but I honestly feel, in my humble opinion, that my toe tap game is on par with some of the best in the league. Argue with me if you want. It wouldn't be a National Football League game without Davis Mills throwing a pick in the 1st quarter. I lost all faith in this man. I give up. I mean, I appreciate the team recognizing my efforts and my hard work, but can we acknowledge the bad? Can we acknowledge that our quarterback is terrible, that our defense has given up 21 points in the first half? Coming into the league, I knew it would be hard, going from college to the NFL and actually getting drafted by a rebuilding franchise, but dealing with it firsthand is it's different. And with dealing with it all firsthand and understanding the league just a little bit better, I really truly see why a lot of players chase the bag over everything else. Seeing guys in the league that'll chase rings, chase the best situation possible, or even come to a team like this who are rebuilding, but they'll get the bag and lose and not care. But being honest, as much as I love the financial position that being in the league can put you in, I can't put money over my success or my legacy. And I don't say that to say I'm not about my bag, because when my contract year comes up, if I got an opportunity to stay here or go elsewhere and get the bag, I will do that. This season, if not my career here in Houston, is going to be packed with inconsistency and just a complete roller coaster ride. One minute we lose, we win, then we lose even worse. Now, there's still plenty of football still left to be played this season, but I can tell these teams we play against and our own fans have already counted us out. But speaking on the bag, the things I've been able to do for my family since entering the league has been crazy, really life-changing for real. And everything I've done so far since coming into some real money has been for my family. Mom, dad, siblings. I bought a huge crib back home in Miles City, Montana. But for myself, I really ain't bought nothing. Not a bunch of cars, clothes, jewelry, none of that. That's really not my thing. I'm trying to save as much money as possible. Like I haven't even bought a house or renting some crazy expensive condo. I'm in a very small studio apartment. The materialistic things just don't wow me. Honestly, I wouldn't even have that if I had the choice. I would do what Ocho did back in the day when he played for the Bengals. I would live at the stadium. They literally have everything you need and then you're right there at work. I'm not being cheap for the sake of being cheap. When it comes to this league, guys come and go all the time. You can have a very long career or a very short one, and I want to be prepared for either outcome. But best believe when I get to that point in my career where I'm worth 25, 30, even $40 million a year, I think a little bit of splurging will be justified, just a little bit. And can we take a moment to acknowledge that I am frying this Titans defense right now? We got the lead going into the fourth. This could be a huge bounce back game at the crib. And for once, I'm finally rewarded down here in the red zone after setting us up here in the red zone, and Davis actually hits me for the touchdown. But we got to keep the pressure on. Tennessee is right on our heels, but pressure's my middle name. I whipped this route outside and Davis puts this ball on my chest and we put this one away. Playing out of my mind. You see the stats. It's something about playing against this home crowd, especially when the stadium's packed out. I just got to go crazy. Man, we got the Eagles this week and they the real deal on both sides of the ball. The only plus is though, we're at home. This defense has very few vulnerabilities, so any chance I get to find a hole in the zone or fry one of their corners and man, I gotta execute. We're down 7 here in the first half. Lined up inside, I run a great route to the outside and Davis puts this ball on the money and we tie this one up. One of the more undervalued things for me personally, especially when it comes to the league, is taking whatever you can get, whether it's a small play, small gain, just a first down, whatever. I can't count how many times where I had a comeback, a drag, or a hitch, but I signaled Caleb Williams to let him know I'm running a go route or a deep post. And at the time, that was okay because there was so much press man being played. I would win at the line and just burn the corner and be wide open for the big play every time. I can probably count on one hand how many times I've been pressed at the line within these last 8 games, but I can understand that. When you got guys in the league with elite speed, you got to play a zone. And that goes back to my transition from college to the league. I have to learn how to switch gears, not run at full speed all the time, and how to really run my routes with detail. Running full speed and attacking the secondary isn't just some lost art. I do exactly that here late in the fourth quarter. I make the catch, break the tackle, get into the end zone to take the lead. Even though we executed as an offense very well today, it wouldn't help our defense keep Philly out of the end zone. They took the lead late in the fourth quarter, and we ultimately lose this game. We're here at the halfway mark of the season, and I think it's safe to say we ain't touching no playoffs, especially with Davis on his campaign to be the worst quarterback in the league. Bro, there go that press man coverage that I love. I'm going to win at the line every time, but this makeup speed by this safety to get from the midfield to me is crazy. I'm doing everything I can. I ran this beautiful route. This ball should have been placed on the sideline for a toe tap, but instead it lands in the hands of a defender. Anytime we play a team where their defense is their weakness, I gotta go crazy. I have to dominate, and if I don't high point this ball, this is probably a pick for this safety. It's obvious, but not a surprise, that players in the league watch way more film than college guys. They will literally play to offset your skill set, and I see it week in and week out. There's no corner in the league that can just completely erase me from a game or just lock me down, and that goes for a few other receivers in the league, but what you can do is slow us down. In man coverage, I can destroy a corner all day long, but in zone, it's more likely for me to be tackled after the catch, and it reduces the likelihood of the big play. Not saying it's impossible to make big plays in the zone, it's just not as likely. But here, 2nd and 7, great example. Win at the line in man coverage, easy touchdown, like taking candy from a baby. We're struggling to get into the end zone and keep up with this Giants offense, but I'm having my best game thus far of the season. And the way I embarrassed this safety, oh my goodness. But even though this game is already in the books, I continue to put my best foot forward, picking up my 2nd touchdown of the day to slightly cushion the blow it is lost on the road. My best game so far this season, over 300 yards receiving, and it's crazy. I continue to up my play week by week, but we continue to fall short time and time again. With Davis throwing an uncanny amount of interceptions and our defense not being able to stop a group of toddlers if need be, I don't know who's holding us back the most, but during this back half of the season, we got to figure it out.